Nestled in the lush, tranquil, and mysterious landscape of Louisiana, Myrtles Plantation stands today as a symbol of both grandeur and terrifying tales. It is not merely a mansion, but a witness to time, harboring countless screams, tears, and the burden of spirits that may never find freedom. Built in 1796, this mansion, once known as a simple plantation house, has become one of America's most haunted places. Its walls not only bear witness to history, but also conceal untold stories that echo as whispers in the silence of the night. This is a tale of the darkness that resides in every corner of this house. It is the story of spirits trapped in its balconies, corridors, and mirrors. It is the story of Chloe, a slave whose life burned in the fire of injustice, yet whose spirit still wanders within this mansion. And it is the story of countless others who stepped into this house and were never the same again. Let us delve into the detailed narrative of this enigmatic mansion, where every wall, every door, and every mirror hides an unspoken truth. St. Francisville, Louisiana, in the late 18th century, was a place where fields and plantations nestled in nature's embrace were known for their peace and prosperity. It was here in 1796 that David Bradford, a lawyer and businessman, commissioned the construction of a magnificent mansion. Named Myrtles Plantation after the myrtle trees that surrounded it, this mansion was a masterpiece of the era's architecture. High ceilings, intricately carved wooden pillars, vast windows, and a grand veranda that enhanced its splendor. David Bradford was an ambitious man. He built this mansion not only for his family, but also to showcase his social stature. However, Louisiana at that time was not just a symbol of prosperity and peace. It was also a hub of slavery, injustice, and social inequality. Myrtles Plantation, as beautiful as it appeared from the outside, was equally complex and dark within. The foundation of this house was laid with the blood and sweat of the slaves who toiled day and night to construct it. The Bradford family lived in this mansion for several years, but soon a storm entered their lives. Due to legal disputes, David was forced to abandon the house, and it passed through many hands. With each new owner, the mansion's story grew deeper and more mysterious. It ceased to be just a building. It became a symbol of the emotions, pain, and deaths of those who lived or died within its walls. The most heart-wrenching tale of Myrtles Plantation is that of Chloe, a slave who worked in the mansion in the early 19th century. Chloe was a young, hard-working, and intelligent woman, but her life was shackled by the chains of slavery. In those days, slaves had neither free will nor a voice. They were considered mere property, treated however their masters pleased. Chloe's master, Clark Woodruff, was the owner of the mansion at the time. Clark was a stern and influential man, but his personal life held many dark secrets. According to some accounts, Clark had an illicit relationship with Chloe. Whether this relationship was consensual or forced remains unknown, but it undoubtedly made Chloe's life more painful. She endured not only physical and mental torment, but also lived in constant fear of what would happen if her secret came to light. One day, Chloe was punished for eavesdropping on conversations within the house. It is said she overheard something about Clark's wife, Sarah Woodruff, and their children, something she wasn't meant to hear. When Clark learned of this, he decided to punish her in a fit of rage. Her ear was cut off, and she was banished to work outside the house. Chloe's face was now marred by a horrific scar, and her heart burned with the fire of vengeance. But this fire of revenge proved fatal for Chloe. According to some stories, she planned to kill Sarah and her children. She poisoned a cake prepared for the children's birthday, using extract from oleander leaves, a plant that grew abundantly in the plantation's gardens. Her intention may not have been to kill the entire family, but to make them ill, demonstrating her power. However, the poison was so potent that Sarah and her 2 children died. When suspicion fell on Chloe, chaos erupted in the mansion. Clark and the other slaves seized her. She was given no chance to defend herself. Chloe was hanged from a tree and her body was buried somewhere near the mansion. But her death did not mark the end of her story. Her spirit, filled with pain, injustice, and a thirst for revenge, remained in Myrtles Plantation. After Chloe's death, Myrtles Plantation was never the same. Those who came to live in the house began experiencing strange and terrifying events. In the silence of the night, the sound of children crying could be heard, as if they were still in agonizing pain. Footsteps echoed in the corridors, but when someone went to investigate, no one was there. Windows and doors opened and closed on their own, and often a chilling breeze swept through the rooms, sending shivers down the spine. The mansion's mirrors held an even more sinister mystery. It is said that strange shadows appeared in them at times. A woman dressed in white, her face filled with sorrow and anger. Handprints would sometimes emerge on the mirrors, as if someone were trying to escape from within. The strangest part was that these marks reappeared even after repeated cleaning. A shadowy figure of a woman was often seen on one of the mansion's balconies. She stood there, as if waiting for someone. Some claimed to have seen her playing with children, but as they approached, she vanished into thin air. At night, people sleeping in the bedrooms often felt someone standing by their bed. When they opened their eyes, they felt a cold chill, but saw no one, just an eerie silence. Another mysterious occurrence was the piano playing on its own. In the dead of night, melancholic tunes emanated from the piano, as if narrating a tale of sorrow and pain. When people rushed to the room, the piano fell silent, and a strange odor filled the air, a mix of rotting flowers, smoke, and old medicines. Today, Myrtles Plantation is a tourist attraction where people come to witness its grandeur and mysteries. It also operates as a bed and breakfast, allowing guests to spend the night. But those who stay here often leave with stories that change their lives forever. Many tourists have claimed to feel someone's presence in their rooms at night. Some reported their bed sheets being pulled, as if someone were trying to drag them out of bed. Others heard children laughing or crying in the silence of the night. One tourist even claimed to have seen a woman's face in the mirror of their room, staring at them. When they turned on the light in fear, the mirror was clear, but the room was filled with an eerie chill. The mansion's owners and staff corroborate these stories. One employee recounted cleaning a corridor at night when they felt someone standing behind them. Turning around, they saw no one, but at the end of the corridor, a door was slowly opening. Terrified, they fled the scene. The most mysterious fact is that many of the mansion's mirrors are the same ones installed centuries ago. It is believed that spirits are trapped within them. Some say that if these mirrors were removed, the spirits would be freed, and no one knows what would happen then. Thus, the mansion's owners have never removed them. The stories of Myrtles Plantation are so terrifying and thrilling that people often wonder, are they true or merely tales crafted to attract tourists? Some historians believe that Chloe's story may not be entirely accurate. According to them, records from that era mention no slave named Chloe, and Sarah Woodruff's death was likely due to yellow fever, not poison. So where did these stories originate? One possibility is that these tales reflect the social conditions of the time. Slavery, injustice, and the atrocities committed against slaves were commonplace. Chloe's story may symbolize the countless slaves who suffered at the hands of their masters. Perhaps a single incident at Myrtles Plantation evolved into a legend over time. But for those who have visited, these stories are not mere legends. For them, every wall, mirror, and corridor of Myrtles is a reality. They can never forget the cold chill, the strange odor, or the unseen presence they felt there. Myrtles Plantation still stands in Louisiana, grand, serene, and mysterious. It is a house that captivates with its beauty as much as it terrifies with its darkness. Its stories, whether true or false, grow deeper with time. Chloe's spirit, dwelling within the mansion's walls, may never find freedom. And perhaps she still stands on those balconies, waiting for someone else to arrive. This mansion is a challenge for those seeking courage and adventure. But those who step inside do not come for just one night. They carry away experiences that change their lives forever. Myrtles Plantation is not just a mansion. It is a world where the past and present, the living and the dead, are bound in a strange and terrifying harmony.